Hi, my name's Nathan. I am 21 and I'm allergic to walnuts, sesame, and soya.
When did you first find out about your allergies?
I found out I had an unexpected reaction. I was in Spain. This was back in 2012. I was 11. I was with my grandparents and my family, and my grandma made a chocolate cake out of a packaging just because I was a young kid. Kids like chocolate cake. So I had a piece of chocolate cake, carried on playing with my friend. I also have asthma, so my initial reaction was asthma. I took my preventer, my inhaler,
Mm.
and I was with my mum. My mum said, I said to my mum actually that I don't think it's a reaction, not a reaction, asthma attack. I was pumping my chest, like struggling to breathe, and I said to my mum, call an ambulance. I think it's an allergic reaction. So my mum calls the ambulance and I end up passing out. My eyes were rolling, my lips were going blue, and ambulance was called. Where they came as quickly as they told me the next day that they said we can take Nathan to a hospital that is 5 minutes away, or we can take him to a hospital that's an hour away, but he won't make it if we go to the hour away one. So my mum, being the mum she goes, take him to the nearest hospital.
Mm.
Don't care how much it is, just take him straight there. We got to the hospital, but this I don't remember at all. All I remember was from going into the toilet to outside, and then the next day in hospital. That's all I remember.
God. And so I'm assuming after that you got skin prick tests, blood tests, whatever to show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've had multiple skin prick tests. I've also had recently, in the past, I think maybe 5 or 6 years, is just a peanut test where they give you a little bit of peanut, and I'm in the hospital and
Mm.
see if I react to it. And I reacted to the tiny little bit inside the peanut. I had a reaction to that.
Okay. And so, okay, besides the initial time where you found out you had allergies, have you had any other allergic reactions? Have you ever used an adrenaline pen on yourself by chance?
I have recently, it was last year, it was my mum's birthday. I was bagel or eating, I can't remember what I was eating. I think I was eating a smoked salmon bagel.
Mm.
And all of a sudden, I just was, my tummy was hurting. This is new to me. I never had a tummy ache after after I've eaten. So my tummy was hurting and I needed to go to the toilet. Then I was struggling to breathe a little bit. So I was like quite nasally. I was coughing a little bit. And then my brother took me home. And then all of a sudden I had red dots all over my body, my back, my neck. My face was red. And at this point, I was like, I had to use my EpiPen. Like I was very, very scared to use it. Luckily, the EpiPen saved me, and I used it on myself. My brother called an ambulance, and the ambulance arrived. And they said to me, "If you didn't use the EpiPen, it would have been a completely different story when we got here." That was the only time I've used it in the space of 10 years.
So I thankfully have never had to use one, and I know a lot of people with allergies have never had to use one. And I think there's this,
Mm.
as you described, a fear and a terror about using it. But what would be so good is if people can understand what it feels like to use one and how helpful it is after. Because at the end of the day, you're worried and you're fearful about the thought of using it, but the actual act of using it is not scary. It's just it's done, right? And then it helps. So, what did it actually feel like during that process?
It, when I was debating to use my EpiPen or not, I was speaking to my mum. I was like, I don't want to use it. Like I said to myself, I'm scared to use it. And my mum was like, "You just got to do it. You've got to do it." I was like, I said to myself, "I've just got to do this." It's in a way, it's about 30 seconds of like I'm doing it. I'm stabbing myself. I was like shaking after it because obviously it was nerves and obviously the adrenaline, and it was one of those moments where it's kind of like I say, life or death. So I just was like, I've got to take it and do it. And thank God I did do it. And now I'm at a stage where I reckon I don't want to do it again, but I reckon I won't be as nervous and I won't have the fear to do it again, which is, I think, quite good and quite important.
That's the biggest thing we hear from anyone that's had an allergic reaction. And in particular, this doctor we spoke to who's running allergy challenges all the time, he said anytime these people were using their adrenaline pen for the first time, it was like terrifying for them. And then as soon as they did it, they realized how easy and simple and non-scary it is, and it, if anything, helps them walk away from that with a ability to use it in the future if they ever need to.
Yeah,
Future.
I've coped really, really well for my allergies. I am a type of person, if I was to go to a restaurant, obviously I would ask if I'm allowed, but if they say to me you're not allowed, I just wouldn't eat that. And also, luckily, my friends are very good. I've had an incident recently. We went to a restaurant. I asked them, do you have an allergy menu? They didn't have an allergy menu, which it's quite hard nowadays because not a lot of restaurants do have allergy menus.
Mm.
And I asked the manager, because I'm not a massive fan of speaking to the waiter. I'd rather speak to the manager who's at the top. And I asked him my allergies. I said to him, I'm allergic to nuts. What oil do you cook your chips in? Or what oil do you cook your pizza? What oil do you use? He went round the corner. I literally seen him go round the corner. I go, can you ask the chefs? Gone round the corner, turned around and said it's fine. I literally watched him walk round the corner, turn around. That's it. He didn't even go anywhere near the kitchen, nothing. And he came back and he said, it's okay. We use this oil. And then I ordered my food. No more than 2 minutes later, someone comes up to me, the manager comes back to me, goes, you have to change your order. You're not allowed this. So meanwhile, all my friends have ordered, we've all ordered, we're waiting for the food to come. And one of my mates goes, cancel everything. I just said I wouldn't eat because I'm not going to stop them from eating, because I can just go, I can get something when I'm home, or I can go to the shop again and get something myself that I know I'm allowed. And all my friends said, we're going, pay for the drinks, and just walked out. And that was it. So luckily, I've got these friends that can basically protect me.
I'm exactly the same. At the end of the day, it's down to your judgment and your preparation. And if you ask all the questions and you feel safe, you eat. If you ask all the questions and you still don't feel safe, you don't. It's as simple as that. And like,
Yeah.
I went out for my mum's birthday dinner the other week, literally 3 days ago. Vegetarian restaurant. Called them in advance. They told me multiple things you can eat. I mean, bear in mind I'm allergic to nuts, peas, chickpeas, and lentils. So a lot of the things vegetarian substrates are made of. And they're like, yeah, multiple things. I get there, tell the manager, he goes into the actual kitchen, checks their seasonings, their spices, their oils, this and that, and goes, actually, you can eat one thing on the menu, and it's this salad. And I was just like, okay. And my family and my parents were like shell shocked, and I'm so sorry. And I was like, "It is what it is. I'll eat it. It's
Yeah.
fine. Like, it sucks, but I'll eat it. There's nothing else I'm going to do. He's gone and done his job. It's fine." And like, it was a mediocre meal for me. Everyone else enjoyed it, and it's just what you do, right? As long as you take those steps, ask the questions, have the preparation.
I just hope that nowadays all restaurants can have an allergy menu. That's just my aim for it, because you go into these restaurants and they don't have anything, and you're taking someone's word for it, and they don't care. They really don't care. Like, these managers, these waiters, these chefs, they don't really care. They'll cross contaminate. They'll do everything that their ideas. They're just making the food, and that's it. That's their job. We have to eat and drink to survive. So it's just difficult for us, and I want people to understand that that with allergies, it's very minimal what you can eat, and don't just think we're just a small people. Like, if they have allergies, nah, that's it. There, we don't care about them. Like, us to be aware of everything, that
Mm.
everyone's different in a way. That's why I hope.